Jenny from Just Being Me, and you're listening to the Learning to Love Yourself podcast, the show that inspires you to put yourself first.
Learning to love yourself on the path to happiness. Learning to love yourself on the path to happiness.
Hi, my name is Jenny Field, and this is the latest episode of the Learning to Love Yourself podcast. So today, I want to talk to you about conscious thinking. And I can already hear you saying, conscious thinking? Of course it's conscious thinking. We do it all the time. But actually, we don't. I mean, how many times do you actually ask yourself about yourself? I suspect, like most people, you don't. You just do what you do. Conscious thinking is when you are fully aware of what your thoughts and processes are, rather than just thinking to exist. And for me, the base level is when you actually take the time to ask yourself questions about you, about what you like and why you like it, about why you feel a particular way, or when you do something, how does it make you feel? As we go through life, we change, we grow, we mature. Things that mattered to us when we were younger often aren't that important anymore. And that's because we're still in the journey that we call life. It's exactly that, a journey. It doesn't sit still, it's forever moving. When we're stuck, it's often because we aren't moving, growing, changing, and we're trying to stay in a part of the journey that just doesn't fit us anymore. We get into a rut, we don't feel happy with ourselves. And this is often the point where my clients enter into my world. I'll spend time asking about the things that make them feel happy and the things that they like to do. Mostly they have no idea because they have stopped consciously thinking about themselves. Favourite colour is always a goodie, and it's very rarely known. If it is, they don't know why. Ask yourself now, what is it you like to do? And why? See how easily you can answer that question. If it's a struggle, then now is the time to ask yourself about yourself. How do you feel when you do particular activities? Try out new things and see how they make you feel. Change the radio station you listen to and see how you feel about the different types of music. Taste different foods, or indeed foods that you've always said that you didn't like, because our taste buds often change and you could be missing out on some real delights. I never liked sprouts when I was young, but I absolutely love them now. And do all of this consciously, being really aware of the process. All the time asking yourself, how do I feel? Why am I feeling like that? Do I always feel this way when I do this? Notice how you act when you're with people. Identify those that make you feel good and those that not so much. And those that you dread seeing. Well, there's a reason for each one of those reactions, and ask yourself what it is. A few years ago, I found myself in quite a negative cycle, and I did just this. I identified those that filled my cup and those who drained it, and those that were in the middle. What was interesting was that some of the people that affected me differently according to how I was feeling at the time. So there were those that if I was full of energy were great to be around, but if I wasn't, I found it really hard work. So from working all that out, I can pretty much decide who I'm going to see and when. If I'm not feeling the energy, I'll rearrange seeing people so that I can protect my own energy. Having the right people around me at the right time changed my world massively. And I also started looking at my energy levels and seeing if there was a rhythm to them. Pretty much there is. I consciously noted down each day how I felt energy-wise. I noted if anything particular had happened, like having a cold or not sleeping well, so that I could identify if this affected me. And I found that I have particular times in the month when I get very high energy and times of really low energy. Now, knowing this means that I can take time to diarise my months accordingly. And this can be so much more productive because I consciously ask myself about myself. I've created a tracker to collect all of this information, and it's available to buy, so you can grab yourself a copy. I'll put the details down below. To be able to consciously think, you need time to slow your mind down. There's just no way that you can do it whilst you're going at 100 miles an hour. You need a calm, positive mind. Positive in that you believe in the process. Create a space where you won't be disturbed. Take some deep breaths and just practice being with yourself. If your mind wanders, just bring it back and focus on your breathing again. Once you feel calm and relaxed, ask yourself what it is you want to know. Your brain will come up with all sorts of answers. Ask each time, is this true? Because your brain will tell you what you've told it. So if you ask yourself, why do I feel low when I spend time with a particular person? Your brain might say, because that's how they make me feel. Is this true? Because we always have a choice in the direction we travel. The real answer will probably be more along the lines of, they have a stronger energy than I do. So ask yourself what you can do about it. Not see them anymore, build up your vibration and only see them when you have a good strong one. That will come from your own brain. That will tell you which way you want to go. You need to be able to ask yourself questions and answer honestly. Make sure you're not judging, just observing the answers that come to you. You can even write down the question you want to know and then just write out what comes to mind. Sometimes what comes to mind isn't relevant to the question, but it is definitely what you need to know at the time. Create yourself a time in your day or your week where you spend time with yourself. You can go out for a walk or sit and meditate. Sit, listening to music, anything you like, just so long as you're just spending your time with you. Giving yourself time allows you not only to connect with your thoughts, but with who you really are. You're the longest relationship that you are ever going to have, so you need to make sure it's a good one. Thanks for joining me in my thought processes. If you'd like to hear more about who I am and what I do, the links will all be below. And don't forget to subscribe. If you feel you need a little bit of self-care accountability, then Just Being Me's accountability group is the perfect place for you. You'll be part of an incredibly supportive community, be held accountable for daily affirmations and gratitudes, as well as group coaching twice a month. As a founding member, it's only £15.15 per month if you join before the end of February. Click the link below. Thanks for listening today. If you'd like to know more, you can find all the links down below. Oh, and don't forget to press subscribe so you can catch the next one. See you soon.